production design's been amazing. I think when you hear you're going to be filming a show set in late 1940s Paris in Swansea, it seems like a mental idea. But we've got here and it kind of, now it feels like, well, oh, you can do it anywhere else.
The sets are absolutely beautiful. I walked onto these sets and that completed my transportation into this world.
In the beginning I felt very excited like a 5-year-old because of all the dresses and the studio, and I was just overwhelmed by the machine.
Action! The authenticity of the world in which they lived in is really important to us in every way. So historically everything needs to be as accurate as possible.
It was important to me, and the production designer did an amazing job of recreating post-war Paris. That it wasn't a Paris of postcards in our romantic imagination, but a Paris that was shabby and needing a coat of paint.
When you look through the frame, you want to see the dresses and then a very realistic, beautiful backgrounds, and that's what we tried to do. There's a moment when there's a beautiful dress worn into an area that has people rooting around for vegetables on the floor. They've got no money, and then this woman wears the dress in. It's very evocative.
The series is about a lot of contrast and juxtapositions, and juxtaposing these clothes against these shabby settings, it's stirring, it's remarkable.
Contrast is very important, and you can see it also the way it's lit, because it's a period film, but it's really lit in a very contrasted way with light and shadows. That's a strong dynamic of the aesthetic of the film, but also of the story. Light and shadow, what do you see and what do you hide?
When it comes to the romance of the show, I think we have incorporated that in all the sets, really. I think you can't look across the atelier and not see the beauty in it. You know, it's not just the movement around the action, but all the little fine details and the colours.
This set, the workroom, I love because I get to show Paul in his elements, working with beautiful fabrics, beautiful women, and it's a very sensual side of Paul, and he loves it.
How do you know what women will like?
They share their love of romance. Fashion's goal is to please and attract, ultimately. A lovely dress leads to a man and a woman coming together and ensuring the survival of the species.
My favourite environment is Claude's flat because it's so rich and so full of life and art and him. It's a wonderful layout, it's also got a huge depth to it. There's like layers and layers and layers of life in there.
This feeling of chaos that they've created for Claude, but yet it's very cool at the same time. It's exactly the way he kind of lives his life. Here he can be himself, he can bring men back, he can design, he can sleep in all day, he can get drunk and fall asleep on the floor. He doesn't care. Everywhere else he's kind of out of place.
When you consider the design of a space for a character, it has to represent them. It's a tone of their character, of their lives, and I think it must help a great deal for the actors to walk into Paul's office or Claude's apartment and feel a sense of who that character is.
Well, when I think about the first time I read the script, what makes it so special is this is a really exciting, fascinating period to explore, and it's not a period that I've worked in before. On one level, it's beautiful and sumptuous to look at because there are beautiful dresses, beautiful cast and fabulous sets. What we have strove for throughout the pre-production for this is the sense of authenticity of that we're in Paris, because I'll let you in a secret, we're actually in Swansea in Wales.